Here is me obnoxiously celebrating a win at Team Sport Dunstable. But how did I get here? Here I am in a quali so bad I had to blame it on the kart. For some reason the beginning of the quali didn't record. So yeah, this is literally the last lap. You don't really want to see it anyways, it was horrible. Here I am pitting, figuring out I had an absolute dud of a quali and came P4. Probably one of my worst qualies to be honest. But with Josh in P1, that was not a good sign for me. Here we are straight into the race, because the start of it didn't record. Just know for like the first I think it was like 5 minutes of it, I started I think like P5 on the grid or something, even though I qualified P4. Actually no, maybe it was P4, but we're stuck behind this guy. The start was quite bad because you're not meant to, it was a rolling start, you're not meant to go for an overtake before the start finish line, and someone decided to try do that on me. Obviously they almost spun me, but luckily I saved it, and yeah, we're up on this moment. I'm on this guy's bumper right now. Hopefully I can get past him, but he ends up being quite a struggle to get through on. Here we are quite a few laps later. I wanted to show you this because this is where I tried to make a couple moves on him. See, one there doesn't stick, I get forced around the outside. I thought I was absolutely cooked. On the outside again, sort of almost slips through, but I just about locked them out before they do get through, and yeah, that was my first couple of attempts to try and get past him. But as you'll see, soon things go to shit. Here you can see me hot on this guy's tail. I go for the corner, but he goes really wide, and then I end up hitting him and completely slow my momentum. So an instructor has just slipped past, and now because the pace up in front is slower than me, someone behind me is now putting pressure. Here you can see we skip forward about a lap. This is my first big mistake which I make. I get forced out by the instructor and 2 people slip through. Actually no, I think there's 1 person slip through who I knew is faster than me, but this guy in the red suit will obviously slow him down a bit. I tried to get past, but unfortunately I'm locked out, which makes me lose even more time, and the guy in the red helmet slipped through, who is Josh, and he's quick, and he did go on to win this race. You know how I mentioned things went to shit? This is where it all went downhill. As you can see, I'm still behind this one guy, and for some reason, as I go around this corner, some guy thinking he's Senna goes for the worst gap ever, not even 1% out my inside, not even, and he decides to spin me out for no reason. You can see I'm pissed. I've dropped all the way down to P6, almost spin it into a wall while crashing out, and now I have a recovery drive of a century. You can see here I'm having a little battle with him, almost get an overtake, but there's nothing really I could do as he's quite young. I think he's just moved up into adults, so well done on him, his pace is quite good. I'm not sure if he's lighter than me, but it seemed he was pulling away from me in the straights, and also that bit of contact didn't help. So let's skip forward where I finally make a move on him. Here we are a couple laps later, and I'm about to make a move with him. One absolutely audacious move there. Send it down the inside, try to defend that corner because he was obviously left on the inside after that overtake. But that is 1 out of another, I think, 5 I have to get up through. So hopefully I can get that done. Here we're left with clean air, no one really near in front of us. We need to now catch this pack in front to get the next couple of moves done, but I'll skip forward when I catch up to the back of them. Here we are back on the bumper, the guy we were battling at the start. We have gained an amazing amount of time in such a few laps. I think it's because of all the people battling in front, but this guy seems to have dropped back. We're having really harsh battles through here, loads of contact. tried to go for a move through there, but my car just didn't have the momentum. I send it through this hairpin, still on this bumper. I'm now thinking of a move. This is probably one of my best moves coming up. I slam on the brakes, switch back straight through, absolutely gapped him, defending the inside there, and now I'm telling him to move forward because we need to catch that next back. Pretty sure I catch up to the back of these guys pretty quick, so we'll cut to when that happens. Here we are again, only a few laps actually. I caught him pretty quick. I'm not sure if this is the guy who spun me. I'm pretty sure he is. As you can see, I'm now in P4. The guy in front is P3 and the other guy is P2, and then the one in front of him is the instructor, and the person in P1 has obviously built quite a gap because he's had clean air the whole race. And yeah, soon hopefully I can make a move on this guy. So this is the guy who spun me, and as he wasn't so nice to me, I wasn't going to be so nice to him. So I send quite a gap round there, bouncing to get the revs up to get up this ramp, squeezing through. For some reason he turns into this corner normally instead of leaving me the space all the way, even though I was all the way up his inside, which squished him into a wall and put him a mile back. So yeah, up into P3 now. We've got this guy to get past and we're in P2. Ignore that horrible representation of what was going through my mind in that moment. But now we're right up close to this guy as the instructor and him having a little battle. Still trying to tell him to go forward and move up. And we did the same thing on this guy, the same thing which got the other guy locked out. And we make an absolutely amazing overtake up into P2. What a drive. We've gone from P6 to P2 in just a few laps. In the last 8 minutes of the race, we managed to build up so much time. And that was in like the last 30 seconds of the race. You saw the instructor pin then to tell everyone that the race was over, or whatever he does in his free time, I don't know. But I am so happy with this result. As you can see, it turns yellow. I'm absolutely celebrating because I just about got past that guy. Freaking spun out by someone who was driving a bit more aggressive than you're meant to. And I managed to make all my places back up and came back into where I was at the start. With a few angry overtakes, but what can you do? It's indoor karting, especially at Dunstable. It's quite a fun track for overtaking. It's very interesting. I don't know what I'm doing here, stretching my neck or something, but I was so happy with this result. The fact I didn't even know I was going to get this close to P2. The fact that I even managed to build up that many places was amazing in my mind. I'm getting out. I am just exhausted from all that. That was probably my best race pace battling, considering the tyres are worn and stuff. I set the fastest lap of 38.7. Just considering just a few weeks ago we were setting 37.9s. So it was much, the tyres were making much of a difference. Josh came first though with a 38.8. Yesterday's video was short and I haven't posted in ages, but I promise you I'll try to post way more. My last video was like a month ago or something, so sorry about that. But please check out my Instagram and TikTok. My Instagram I think is PieMontMax and my TikTok is max.pie, I'm pretty sure. I'll show text telling you what they are, but please check them out. And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.